Hello everybody, welcome. We've got qualifying for the 6 hours of Spa just underway, minute and a half in. No car is able to set a time lap yet, so we haven't really missed any action. 6 p.m. in-game time. That time will not change. The conditions will be the same throughout the whole session. That's just to give every single driver the same opportunity to post their quickest lap time in these conditions. Here we're riding with Yuri Janert from Flat Spa Racing, 27 McLaren. McLaren is a very popular choice this weekend. Around Spa, it seems to be one of the strongest contenders, as well as the BMW M4. I believe out of the 40-ish cars that signed up, we've got 10 McLarens and 8 BMWs. Our lovely friend, James Jackson, taking the Jag. Bold choice from that team. Older spec car, of course, but still fun to drive, makes a great noise. Right on board with him for his flying lap. Through the tight corner. And up to Eau Rouge and Radeon. A bit of a lift, but still able to maintain the car in the right direction. Now back down the hill after the long blast down the Kemmel Straight. Keeping it nice and tight to the inside. Maintaining the Jag very well through the lap. Sven, thanks for following. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Well as all the other viewers, thank you all for joining us today. Fortunately, I've been a little sick these past couple days, so today might be a little bit quiet during some parts. But we will do our best to get the coverage that you guys want to see. Now down to the bus stop chicane. Going up to the line, let's see what his time will be. A 2:18.5, good enough for third place at the moment. 1.3 seconds off of Gorka in first place at the moment. Here we have Fabian Vollers of the Dive Bomb Massacre team, number 29 BMW. Coming up to the hairpin to finish his flying lap. Track limits are of course a cause for concern. You don't want to go too wide, you don't want to cut a corner that will invalidate your lap time, and it seems like that's exactly what happened to Fabian there. Sets at 2:19.7, but it was invalid, so he does not go up anywhere on the leaderboard yet. Still plenty of time in the session though, of course. and Pete, thank you guys for following. Appreciate it. And Andrea Giudice crosses the line with a 218.260, puts him in 5th place in the 133 Aston Martin. Orca's 2 Ferraris at the top, 217.2 the time to chase down, set by the number 1. There we see Jeanneret improving, goes 2nd fastest, 0.6 seconds off of pole position. Let's ride with Gonçalo Leite, the 73 Ferrari. One of many Portuguese entries in this event. Patrick, thank you. Thanks for following. Thank you guys for tuning in. Coming up to the bus stop. We'll see how fast Gonçalo can get this Ferrari. Puts this Ferrari up in 5th. 3 Ferraris in the top 5. Seems the Ferraris have strong pace around Spa. We'll ride with our local alien, Dynamite, the 998 Lamborghini, up through Radion. Currently no time set on the board for them. It's right on board. Listen to that V10. Running a little bit wide. Should still be okay though. Just real quick, in front of Dynamite. Sights in the number 2 Ferrari, improving on his time as he comes up to the final chicane. Let's see how fast this will move. The number 2 entry goes up into 2nd, just 0.3 off of pole now. Daniel Danino of Pit Speed Racing across the line. Unfortunately, lap was not valid as 2:19.8. 2:20.4 is the time that stands at the moment. Go back with Dynamite as he is coming up to cross the line. Let's see where this will put him. Goes up into 3rd, just under half a second off of pole. 10 minutes into the session. Here's Yurian in Basic Fit Racing Team, the 144 BMW. Currently 21st. He's going to stay there, unfortunately. It seems that his last lap time was invalid. Was about 0.4 quicker. So if he can put that lap together, that'll move him up a couple places for sure. Davide DeMarco in the 913 Aston. Currently no valid lap on the board. We saw a 2:18 from him earlier. See if he can keep it within track limits this time. He can. Gets in the top 10 with a 2:18.38. The 888 BMW driven by Kyenberg. Moves up into 20th place, 219.56 their time. Quickly Basti across the line in the 916 McLaren, 219.4 in 17th place. Back with Daniel Danino in one of the 3 pit speed racing entries, the number 7 Bentley. And he is going to return to the pits. Thomas Shelby also returning to the pits. Look at all these nice guys returning to the pits, not pulling over and escaping to the garage. Back with Fabian Vollers. Nice and easy through the chicane. Improves on his lap time, goes 13th fastest, 119.0. Here's Manuel Wagner of the number 6 Mercedes, currently 19th. Jumps up into 13th with the time of 2:18.947. 2.1 seconds off of pole. DeMarco improving on his time as he crosses the line, goes up into 7th, 1.1 seconds off of pole. Just behind him, Kearney just crossing the line in the 136 BMW, goes up to 11th. Yuri Jeanert recently across the line, moves himself up into 2nd place in the number 27 McLaren. 2/10 off of the leading time now. Giudice improving. Just a few more corners to go for him. Up to the line. Gets a good lap time at 2:17.37. Good enough to get into the top 5. Dylan DeBono, number 20 BMW. Currently 17th overall. Best lap time being a 2:19.430. Having to negotiate just a little bit of traffic. Might end up working out in his favor. Might get a little bit of a slipstream. Or it might end up being a distraction. It's all different for every driver. The McLaren gets out of the way as he begins braking for the final chicane and blasting the BMW up to the line. Improves his time by a 10th. Fortunately, does not improve position. Needs to find another 10th, maybe 2. Move up a few places. Kearney crossing the line again in the number 11, or sorry, in the 136. Moves up into 10th. New fastest time on the board from Manuel Meyer. 2:16.470. Leaving behind an even bigger gap to the cars behind to try and chase down. We have the one Nissan on the grid, the number 610. Carlos Schachter behind the wheel. Currently no time set on the board. We'll see where this time will put him. Moves up into 13th with a time of 2 minutes 18.710. Another driver yet to set a lap time is Telmo Carvalho in the 58th McLaren. He's got a jag on his tail. That's not going to help him find time. Unfortunately for qualifying, it just happens to be like that sometimes where you find a bit of traffic in the wrong spot and it really kills your lap time. Just a few corners left for the 58. Now, will he be able to set a valid lap time here? He will. Currently 29th, a 2:21.517. Carlos improving yet again. The Nissan. Fortunately, it looks like he's just got involved with a little bit of traffic and to set himself up for the next lap. Here's Maya Muffy. Best lap 2:22.6. Currently sat in 30th. Got a bit of traffic behind. Very good pace on this lap, 7/10 up on their personal best. Few corners to go. Proves the time. 22:1 is now the best. Needs to find another 5/10 to gain a place. Daniel Vendelspies improving. Why can't we see the full customs? Which full custom skin? Which one do you mean? Improving his time, Vendelspies is a 2:18.6, moves up into 13th place. Dynamite crossing the line, just not able to improve on his lap time. Here's Toby Fells in the 192 McLaren. Not able to improve on the team's best lap time. Still in 9th place. Here is the 91. Crossing the line, moves up into 18th at 219.15. The number 6, you say? Oh yeah, they did send me there a little later. Yeah, I'm not sure. It worked in my showroom. Maybe they accidentally loaded in with the wrong one or something like that. Either way, we'll get it fixed for the race tomorrow. They are currently set in 15th overall. I'm not sure what the problem is, because I have the files downloaded, exactly the ones that they send me, so not sure what the issue is there. Anywho, the 610 Nissan moves up into 6th place, 217.755 their lap time. And at the front we still have the number 1 Ferrari leading the number 2 Ferrari. Behind them is the 27 McLaren, then the Lamborghini number 998, followed by the 133 Aston Martin, then followed by the 610 Nissan, 919 McLaren, 73 Ferrari is next, 913 Aston, and the 192 McLaren rounds off the top 10. For now. Still plenty of time to go in the qualifying session. Just about 25 minutes in. And as they are pulling off to the side of the road, let's tune in with Andrea Giudice. Let's go D&D community. Welcome, good to see all the support from the fans. Fans of teams coming out here. Good to see the D&D teams coming back. Keep racing with us. The 133 Aston up to the line. Improving on their time. Moves up into 3rd place, 7/10 off of pole. 116.942. Fortunately, won't be able to race on this. Yeah, it's a shame. It's always good to see you guys on the grid. But hey, there will be plenty more. Basti up to the line again in the 916. See if he can improve his time. Moves up into 17th. Improves his time by about 2 or 3 tenths. 219 flat. Here's Meki 79 in the 999 Bentley. Currently sat in 29th place. Able to improve by about a tenth. We can find a couple more. Move up a place or two. Plenty of time in the session to find the perfect lap. Here's Chris Burning. Best lap 219.1, good enough for 20th place overall. Up to the line. 218.837, next newest best lap time, good enough for 15th. Kearney up to the line, not able to improve their lap time. Here we have the 583 BMW, currently driven by Jan Nicholas Hochman. Fairly busy track at the moment, just a couple cars in the pits. With around a long track such as Spa, it should be no problem finding a little bit of time. As Hochman is able to improve on his best lap time, it's now at 218.472, good enough for 14th overall. Here's Niklas Hurt, the 919 McLaren, currently sat in 8th place. Up to the line. Not quite able to improve. Still just under halfway into the session. Plenty of time to find the ideal lap. Marco coming up to the line. He's able to improve his time. Not quite able to improve on position though. Just needs 2 100ths and he'll get up to 6th. Another 5 tenths and he'll move up in the top 5. Toby Fells just getting all the tires warmed up, it seems. Nope, this is a flying lap. Currently in 10th, the 192 McLaren. Best lap on the board from them is at 218.352. Needs about 4 tenths to get a position on the car ahead. Just a little up the road is Mario Kuhn in the number 7 pit speed. See both the pit speed racing teams there. Perhaps one giving a tow to the other. And then maybe they'll swap around for the next lap. Kuhn is not able to improve on his time. Well, I say that, but he is able to improve on his time, just the lap was not valid, so it doesn't technically count as an improvement. But the time is there. Just needs to validate a lap, and that'll move him up 4/10. DeMarco up to the line again, trying to improve. He does, goes up into 6th. The new best lap time on the board, it seems, a 2:16.147 from Manuel Meyer in the number 1 Ferrari. Blistering pace from him. Dylan DeBono up to the line. Goes to 17th. Just behind Manuel Wagner and the Downforce Racing team. Improves to 16th. .218.587. Here we have Elko Hochman, the 281 McLaren. Running a little bit wide, that might unfortunately invalidate his lap time. Nonetheless, currently in 25th place. In a pretty close group around him. If he can find a couple tenths, he could potentially move up into 22nd place. 2:19.8, his best lap time so far. I say his, it could be of the team. Here's Pete Pohl, the 666 entry. Currently 26th in that battle with Hochman. Very tight from 22nd to 26th. Pohl not quite able to improve his his lap time. His best lap, though, is a pretty nice round 2-minute 20.000. So maybe perhaps he just wants to keep that nice flat number on the board, not really change that. DeBono up to the line again, really improving on this lap. Goes up into 11th place, a 2:18.0. Nearly took out 8/10 that lap. Dynamite coming up to the line, improving on his his best lap time. Goes up into 4th place. 300th shy of 3rd. It needs about 3.5 tenths to get up to 2nd. We have Daniel Krebs improving. Going through the fast double left-hander. Few corners left for Krebs. Currently 19th. Gonna stay there for the time being. I think that was just his first lap while him being in the car, so my deltas were a little bit off there. But still good starting initial lap from Daniel there. Just getting warmed up to the car. Here we have Dennis Shimmy, number 15 Lamborghini, currently 28th. The very gold livery of the Bautzen Chignon Racing. Blasting down to the chicane. We'll see if Shimi can improve his time. Just a little bit slower than before. Just over 20 minutes to go. There is still time. Thomas Shelby improving his best lap time. 2:19 flat in the 91 Aston. Sixth place we have Hirt. Unfortunately had to abandon that lap. Gonna start another one. Just behind him down the road is Vincenzo. This is his first lap in the car, so I think my delta is gonna be a little bit wrong. And it sure is. 2:19.5 for him. Here's Victor Hemsall, part of the DND team, the 136 BMW. Up to the line. He's gonna stay 9th. Did improve on that time, on his best lap time, but unfortunately that lap was not valid, so he's gonna have to go around again. And we have another new fastest time on the board, a 2:15.927. We have broken the 2:16 barrier. The number 1 Ferrari, 7/10ths up on everybody else. We may just have to classify them in a class of their own for the race tomorrow. Very close between 3rd and 5th. Just 700 separate those teams. Then we've got a bit of a gap to 6th, about 5/10ths. And then it's all tenths here and there between the drivers all the way down. Gear it up to the line again. Yet again abandoning the lap to start another one. Here's Finn Esch in the 520 McLaren. Completing out Sector 2. See if they can carry this pace through the final couple of corners. In my timing, they're a little bit up on their best lap overall. We'll see if that's actually correct. A 2:18.8, that is an improvement, moves up to 19th. Just pulling off to the side there. Thomas Shelby unfortunately not quite able to carry the momentum through the last chicane. He was a 10th up. Here we have Bavus in the 192 now. Needs to improve by about 3/10 to jump up to 11th. Did improve on their lap time, a 2:18.262 up to 12th place. Unfortunately not able to improve their position though, still needs to find another 2.5 tenths or so. There's Dombrowski, the 999 entry. Needs a couple tenths to improve to 26th. Up to the line for Dombrowski. Not quite able to improve on the team's time, unfortunately. Just behind the 916. Unable to improve on their time as well, unfortunately. The leader's out for another flying lap. Let's ride on board with the Ferrari. Coming up to the double left-hander. Very quick set of corners. Rounding out the chicane. Up to the line. 2:16.5. So not quite as fast as their best lap time, but that time would still be good enough to put them on pole. By about a tenth and a half. So it's safe to say the number one Ferrari team is quite rapid. Giudice, a few corners to go until he crosses the line. Improving by a couple tenths at the moment. Needs 3/10 to move up to second. 2:16.760 from him. It is an improvement. Now just needs to find that little bit extra and get up into second. Here we have McGann GT, teammates with Dylan DeBono. A little bit of a lockup into the chicane. That's going to cost him just that little bit of time, unfortunately. Got a lot of action now in the last 10 minutes. Malta Kyenberg, the 888 DND team entry, using the original BMW livery. Up to the line. Will this be an improvement? It will. 2:19.420. Sorry, 422 that is, but Pete pulled just ahead of him. And with some drivers leaving the session early, it'll be hard to really know the true position. The leaderboard on the left is the leaderboard of the drivers who are in the session. We may have had 2 or 3 leave early. They were already satisfied with their lap time or had to go often do something else. Chris Brown trying to improve on the team's best lap time, unfortunately cannot quite do so on this lap. Through Radion goes the Lamborghini. Seven minutes to go in the session. Should be enough time to get an outlap in 2 or 3 laps. The drivers are still in the pits. Or if they do have some sort of issue and need to return to the pits, there is still time to go out and potentially set a flying lap. It's always hard on that first attempt where all the tires aren't exactly up to pressure and temperature depending on how you have everything set up. For me personally, I can't just go do one quick lap. I need like 2 or 3 or 4 in a row to get it some kind of momentum and some kind of flow going before the lap times really start dropping. But of course it's different for everybody. Some people have the car set up to where the pressures are really high at the beginning to where they can just do their out lap and then just push for one lap. Leader still setting times that are good enough for pole. They're just not improvements on their team's best lap time. Senatore is improving at this moment, running a little bit wide there. Hopefully it's still a valid lap from him. Bit of a lag there. Still going okay. Rounding out the final corner. Coming up to the line. Can't quite improve on the team's best lap time. Very close though. Here's Jerome Weidman in the 281 McLaren. A little bit slower than the team's best lap. Still has time for a few attempts. Jackson in the 69 Jag. Trying to get a bit of a slipstream from the Porsche in front. See what sort of lap time he can put in here. Unfortunately there, the traffic becoming a bit of an issue. But hopefully the start of this one is valid, so that way he does still have a chance of setting a couple lap times to improve from 13th. Bowlers is improving in the 29. braking for the chicane. Currently 16th. We'll have time for 2 more laps when he crosses the line. He's going to improve his time, but not improve his position. Just needs another 200ths. Then he can move up into the top 15. If he gains a 10th, that might potentially move him up into the top 13. Still time on the board for Fabian to do that. As we tune in with Dynamite. I think this is his first lap back in the car, so my delta might be a little bit wrong, but it says he's improving. We'll have to wait and find out. That lap won't be valid. He went a little bit wide there. Corey, thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're enjoying it so far. This lap we know won't be valid, unfortunately. Roberto Artur in the 86. Running a little bit wide on the first part of the chicane. Still able to maintain it though, crossing the line, moves up to 26th to 220.142. Just a little bit behind them, and we have run out of time in qualifying, so drivers on flying laps can still cross the line and their lap will count. The leader will not be able to set another lap time. 2:15.927 is the target to beat. 7/10ths clear of second place at the moment. As McGann GT goes to cross the line. Unfortunately can't improve on his team's best at 2:18.0 will be the best of the team, and they will be in 11th for the race tomorrow unless someone bumps them down the order. Tuning in with Dynamite, unfortunately he has run into the gravel, and that is going to be their session done. Here's Daniel Danino. Just a few drivers left on track. Danino, one of them. He is going to be next to cross the line. Manoop, thank you for following. Danino up to the line in 23rd overall. Can he improve on the last lap? He does improve his time, but unfortunately doesn't quite improve his position. A good lap nonetheless, 2:19.5. Bowlers here improving. Just needs 500ths and he'll move up a place. Sorry, 5,000ths and he'll move up a place. Bowlers up to the line. Can he get into the top 15? Running a little bit wide. Hopefully that keeps it valid. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that lap was validated. He is going to stay where he is. in 17th overall. We can see the grid on the left. At the top, we have Gorka in the number 1 Ferrari, followed by the number 2 Ferrari, then the 133 Aston, the 998 Lambo in 5th, the 27 McLaren, the 919 McLaren after them, then the 913 Aston, the 610 Nissan in 8th, 73 Ferrari in 9th, and the last in the top 10 is the 136 BMW. Behind them, the 20 BMW, then the 192 McLaren, the Jag, number 69 behind them in 13th. The number 6 is in 14th. Hugevan, thanks for following. The 6 and 1991 Mercedes next to each other in 14th, 15th. 583 BMW, 29 BMW after them. 3 McLarens in a row, the 520, the 96, then the 916. After that, we have the 91 Aston, the 666 Bentley, the 888 BMW, 77 Aston, the number 7 Bentley is in 25th, 281 McLaren, followed by the 86 McLaren, 999 Bentley, the 144 BMW in 29th, number 15 Lamborghini in 30th, and then 2 McLarens at the back of the grid, the 456 and the 58. Following them, we have a Porsche 117, and no time set for the 13 Aston, but we unfortunately had some issues with the entry list there, so they will be starting from the back of the grid tomorrow. But nonetheless, that team still is a very strong contender, so they will definitely work their way up the grid during the 6 hours tomorrow. And with that, thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully you tune in tomorrow. We will start when the race starts at 1600 CET. Hopefully my voice will be a little bit more active tomorrow. Sorry if it was a little bit boring today. Like I said, I've been sick. I was pretty sick yesterday, feeling a little bit better today. So tomorrow hopefully will be all the way up to 100% to bring you great coverage of the race. Hopefully I'll have some people joining me tomorrow. But if not, we'll make the best out of it, and we'll see what we can do. Thank you guys once again for joining. Really appreciate every single one of you tuning in, just watching, not even chatting. You don't even have to chat. We just appreciate you watching. Hopefully you're having a good time, because we're having a good time. And with that, we will see you for the race tomorrow. Take care. Have a good one.